Rush Duel is a fast-paced spin-off game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you can summon as many monsters as you want and draw up to 5 cards each turn. In this series, me and the TheDrAlex progress through each Rush Duel product release and build decks with whatever cards were available at that time. We have been drafting characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime and have exclusive access to those characters' boss monsters, and will continue to draft characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush series. Join us as we continue to battle it out in this series, Rush Duel Character Draft. So this is the deck we're bringing to today's game. This is Seven's Road. Specifically, this is kind of the multiple attribute Seven's Wonder Fusion version of the deck because we do have a brand new boss monster in Seven's Fear Magician. So we can send the top card of our deck to the graveyard, this card's name becomes Seven's Road Magician this turn, then you can make one face-up monster in your opponent's field, lose attack equal to the number of different attributes in your graveyard times 300. It's sort of like a reverse Seven's Road Magician type effect. Now this is specifically cool because if you're trying to play around something like Magic Cylinder, weakening your opponent's monster and not increasing your own attack is a really good way to attack with lower attack monsters and try not to get completely blown out by it. But changing its name to Seven's Road Magician doesn't come up too much outside of fusing with Seven's Wonder Fusion. But because its name only becomes Seven's Road Magician while it's on the field, that means we have to fuse it from the field, which means we do lose value from Seven's Wonder Fusion, which obviously can fuse 2 cards from graveyard. So the rest of this deck is pretty standard. It's very mill heavy, very different attribute heavy. The idea is just to get as much stuff in the graveyard as possible to fuel all of our cards' effects, being able to use from the graveyard by getting a lot of fusion pieces in there, as well as have all the different attributes to be able to boost our monsters and use their effects. There's not really much to say about this. It's tried and tested. It's very, very strong. And hopefully Alex brings something just as strong to meet it. So let's fire on in and see what Alex has got for us. Alright, well, last week we actually had a pretty... I don't know if I could say it's balanced, because I do think Gaia does outclass Fish, but it felt a lot more balanced than some of the other games we've had lately, especially the Royal Rebels versus Join Tech, which felt very, very one-sided.
Yeah.
We did manage to also go to 3 games, which is something pretty good, right? Like, recently there's been a lot of 2-0s, so it was quite nice to actually have quite a bit of back and forth, and we got to see your fusion monsters, we got to see my fusion monsters, and we got to see just a lot of things, right? So we got this week, and then we got one more week, and then we have a new box. So with that said, I don't know what you're going to be on this week, because I think you kind of exhausted everything that you got that was new. Now, there might be something else that's like snuck in there, like Golden Flying Fish from last week. But I can't off the top of my head think of anything. So Shot in the Dark, I think you're going to revisit something that you just like playing. So I'm going to say you're going to be on either Harpies, Sea Serpents, or Dragons. I'm gonna predict one of those 3. Now, I might be just way, way off base. If you've got any idea what you think I'm going to be on.
No, I don't even...
Yeah, I mean,
I remember what's new.
If you look through the set, you'd know what like my options are, but again, I still have like 3 different decks I could bring, so, and that's just if I want to bring new stuff. But let's just fire on in then, and then we can see what we're both on. So,
yeah,
let's do this. Ooh.
Tell you what, I'll go first.
Okay. Okay, are we emptying the whole hand is the question.
No.
Okay. So leaving a card in hand. So could be a high level. If it was a back row, you probably would have just set it. Could be a useful low level monster, but chances are it's a high level and you just don't want to commit to it right now. So I'm going to start with Graceful Charity. See if there's anything interesting I can do off this. I think we always do this. Okay, this is going to give away what I'm on pretty quick. But I'm going to discard 2 cards. So I'm going to discard my Magical Lance Grey Spear and Roadstar Swordsman. The next thing I'm going to do is summon out Galactica Jamais Vu. Activate its effect, and put my 2 spell cards back in my deck, and then draw a card. That is an interesting draw. Okay, next up, we're going to summon out Legend Magician, everyone's favorite. We'll go ahead and activate its effect. So 1, 2, 3. And we will go ahead and chuck a Sea Dragon Knight into the graveyard. And then the problem is that now this won't actually accomplish anything. So I think we're going to set this. Set this. Yeah, we'll just set this. We'll go to battle. And we will declare an attack with our 1100. So Eclipserous Dragon. So this is Dragon Fiend support. Total levels of the face-up monsters on your opponent's field level are 10 or higher during the main phase you summon this card. Add a dark attribute dragon or fiend monster to a 1200 defense. So this is Red Eyes support? Although I guess, I don't know how many have 1200 defense, but I guess you could play this in anything that's dark dragons or fiends. As long as they have 1200 defense. Either way, I'm not going to attack into your defense with my 0 attack, so I'm going to pass.
No, do it. Meteor Drake.
Okay. I did predict dragons. Now this is kind of half dragons.
Then we'll go 1.
Okay. Eclipserous Dragon, once again. You're in a similar spot to me where you don't really have like all of the things you need.
I don't really want to summon up Red Knight, but...
Well, he's going to be better off in the graveyard than anywhere else, really. I think we will. We will use Nobody Scat Thief here. Those are very awkward cards to draw. Right, we'll do this. We'll do this. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. That is interesting. I guess we'll start with Graceful Charity again. Nicely draw that after shuffling it back in. Okay, we'll discard these. Alright, now we will go ahead and activate Legend Magician. 1, 2, 3. No monsters. Then I'll go ahead and summon Legend Magician. Activate its effect. 1, 2, 3. And I will just bin my Beast Geopard.
Ooh.
Now this is where things get a little bit awkward because I have a couple of different things I can do. And I really have to work out which one's going to be the best option. So I'm going to tribute 2 monsters and summon out my new monster, Seven's Fear Magician. So I can send the top card of my deck to the graveyard, and this card's name becomes SRM this turn. Then I can choose a face-up monster on your field and decrease its attack by 300 times the attributes.
Oh.
So we are going to go ahead and fire off this effect now. So I will make your Red Eyes Black Dragon lose attack points. Then I'm going to activate my face down card, Seven's Wonder Fusion. And with this, I can create... Am I making this one? So I will fuse my 2 monsters to create my Seven's Chariot and the Magical Knight. Then I'm going to normal summon Pitch Black Werewolf. Set 2 more back row. And then I'll activate the multi-choice effect to gain attack. Then we'll go battle.
Yep.
We will attack. We will attack. And we will attack. And that is all I have, so I will now pass the turn.
Spectre of Heaven's End.
Getting used to all the new names is so weird. Ooh, that's a tasty combo. It's heavy investment, but you need to find something specific. The old Rocket Warrior. Take back Flare Fusion.
Okay.
Right, Scarlet Strain of Armageddon. So send a card from your hand to the graveyard, becomes Skull, summon Skull this turn, then you can special summon a level 7 or lower normal monster. Okay. Well, I can't do anything about these attacks. So is this now going to come down to, do you have really good back row? Oh, these are awkward cards to draw now. I have stuff for sure. The question becomes, what the heck are your back row and how terrified do I have to be of them? I think we'll start with 7 treasures. We'll just discard a 7's Rogue Magician and draw 2. Doesn't fix my problem. We'll use Legend Strike. Oh, actually, I forgot about you. That changes everything. That's actually a little bit awkward that I did it this way around then. Okay. No, it should be fine either way. So we're going to bring back Pitch Black. I forgot he was in the graveyard and I could just bring him back. That makes things a lot easier. So now I can pop one of your cards if I want to, or I can gain a load of attack. So I can set this. Destroy face card to field. Yeah, so we'll activate this and we'll destroy your cards. I'll get rid of this and this. And then I'm pretty sure that should be it. With the Pitch Black Werewolf, but...
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I was sat there like, if you have... Like, I have, like, ways to summon out giant attack monsters or make my guys bigger, but I was like, if you have Magic Cylinder and I don't have a way to stop it, or like, if I did bring back a Legend Magician and pop the wrong one, I'm like, I don't think I can play around it. I think I just die. But yeah, fortunately, I was able to bring back the Werewolf, because, you know, click buttons, and then it just appeared on my screen, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. That's a card I have.
Get this.
Okay. Okay, whole hand empty. Well, if we open it 2 games in a row, we open it 2 games in a row. Okay, we'll send these 2. We'll send our... Basically exactly the same. Roadstar Swordsman and Grace Spear. And then we're going to open the same way we did the last game as well, with Jamais Vu.
Oh, damn. Pop
these back in. See if we can get something worth a damn. And I think I drew the exact same card I drew last time, which unfortunately, it was not a very impressive turn 1 last game. So I'm going to summon out Nimble Lemming. We'll activate his effect. So if my opponent has a monster on the field during the turn you normal summon this card, I can send the top 3 cards of my deck to the graveyard, and then if I mill a Lemming, I can special summon it. Let's get to milling. Okay, well, Pitch Black Wolf is in the graveyard, which means now the only way I can really access him with Legend Strike. I guess... the issue is, this hand is so tricky. So I have a couple of plays, but like none of them actually accomplish much. So I'm a little bit hesitant to use any of them, but I think we will just do this. We're going to drop the 7's Wonder Fusion. So I can get out this guy, but again, without you having an attack mode monster, he can't get like any big damage in. But what we can do is use the effect to just draw a card. So we'll put back our Werewolf, and then we'll draw. Okay, this helps me unbrick a little bit, so we'll definitely go for that. So we'll summon out the 7's Road. Once again, just kind of going to chill on the board. But it's better than nothing. So we'll summon out Sea Dragon Knight. And its effect cannot destroy whatever your face back row is, but we can see what it is. Okay, so we know you have a Meteor Flare. We'll just go to battle. And we'll swing over this. Swing over this. And swing over this, and hopefully it has a small butt.
Yeah.
Right, nice. And we'll just pass. Alright, we got out one very big guy, one guy that's potentially pretty big, but this isn't a really dangerous board, and I don't have any back row to protect it, so... Legend Strike for the body. Into Meteor Drake. Use its effect. Another Meteor Drake. Uh-oh. Okay, so you have 2 fusion now. Which, if nothing else, could just be like discard fodder. Oh boy. This was an awkward hand to draw, wasn't it?
Yep.
Wow. Apparently I've just been super, super lucky because not only did I draw really well, but also you didn't draw what you needed to punish it. guess we'll just do this. Then we'll do this. Guess we'll do this. Well, there's 2 Legend Strikes to the graveyard. That doesn't feel great, but probably should have done the Legend Magician first, to be honest. But 1, 2, 3. We will just send these. I don't want to keep the Sea Dragon Knight. Send the Legend Magician. Set the one and only back row. Go for a swing. Go for a swing. And go for a swing. And then we'll pass. Uh-oh. Okay, so this one is send top card of it to the graveyard. All face-up monsters on your field gain 500 attack to the end of this turn, then destroy all face-up monsters with 3100 or less attack. That's kind of scary. Okay, then you can pop my back row. Was my 7's Road Protection. Unfortunately, only can be used when opponent normal summons a monster.
No.
Okay. Take the 12 from that. So if Legend Magician was in attack mode, I would have lost an extra 11. So we'll start by summoning Galactica Jamibu. Go ahead and use the effect. And we will chuck back into the deck. Probably this and this. And we'll draw a card. So we'll summon out Wording Fairy. Tribute 2 and summon out 7's Fear. We can activate 7's Fear and reduce this guy's attack. No, we do have this, but I'm pretty sure your back row's nothing anyway.
I mean, yeah, you know it's a meteor full of fusion.
Yeah. Well, I did, like, there's a chance that you were holding it in your hand and bluffing me, but I didn't know, like, that'd be a pretty ballsy move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the, face down was the 7's Wonder Fusion, so I was like, if I can get a 7's Wonder Fusion playoff, it wouldn't matter, like, what you had out, but I realized I didn't actually have anything to, like, fuse into, and I only had one card that actually let me mill. So there, I think I had 4 different attributes, which meant I could reduce something by exactly 1200. So I could have put the Black Skull Dragon down to 2000 attack and attacked over it, but yeah, couldn't have killed you through it. So yeah. Yeah, it's a weird one. Did you want to play game 3, or are you happy to leave it at
that? No, let's go for a game 3.
Okay, let's get a game 3 going.
I'll go second this time.
Okay. It's kind of a going second hand, not gonna lie. Alright, we'll summon out Legend Magician. We'll activate this effect. Let's see what we get. 1, 2, 3. I mean, we will happily throw a 7's Road Magician into the graveyard. Then, I think we're just gonna chill. I think that's the play. We'll just pass on this. A little Meteor Dragon's cheek. Meteor Drake comes down.
It turns into a Drake.
He hatched.
Let's go with our own.
1, 2. Well, he has now summoned Skullwall in the graveyard. Ow. Am I using this? I guess I will. I'll activate the Scat Thief here. Oh, that was a very interesting hit. I guess I'm just going to do this. Is there a reason to hold on to a high level of hand? I don't think so. Dump all that. And you hit my Sea Dragon Knight. So I'll go ahead and drop the 7's Wonder Fusion. And here, so you don't have any back row, so Chariot is a bit awkward, because he's not going to get super big. I also don't have very many attributes in my graveyard, so Paladin is also a bit weird. We're about to shuffle a light and a dark back, potentially, so I'd have an Earth, Light, dark, water. I guess that's enough. We'll go for Paladin, I think. Summon out the boy. Activate the effect. Boost up to 45, which ironically is the same that the other guy would have gotten up to anyway. Then I'm going to set. I am going to activate Grace Spear.
Yikes.
Then, is there a reason to summon this? I mean, there's not a reason not to summon this, right? So we'll summon out Roadstar Swordsman. We'll go to battle phase. We'll attack over this. And we will attack over this. Then we pass. Well, he's back. Place one other monster from your field on the bottom of your owner's deck. Special summon a Summon Skull from the grave. You can send a card from your hand to the graveyard. His name becomes Summon Skull this turn, and then you bring back a level 7 or lower normal, which I don't think you have at the moment, unless you discard a Red Eyes. Okay, Meteor Flare Fusion.
Let's draw a card in your opponent's field.
I do have quite a juicy target, I guess. He's finally here!
Yeah. Let's give him some meteorite dragon nails.
Cannot be destroyed by card effects. Well, I'm sorry, Alex, but since it can't be destroyed by card effects, I'm going to just Magic Select.
You son of a bitch.
I don't bring this card often, but when I do, it wins me the game. Yeah, yeah, I feel a bit bad about that. I always feel a little bit bad when I win with Magic Cylinder, to be honest. It feels like kind of a cheap way to win games, but it does win games. These decks are both pretty cool, actually. I think these are quite on par. I think I definitely got a lot luckier than you this game. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
100% got luckier. But I do think these decks are actually very similar power level decks. I think both of these decks are being seen in tournament play, and they both kind of sit around the same kind of tier. So it was cool to actually get to see this matchup. But again, you whiffed so many Meteor Drakes, like you were struggling to like get a foothold in the game. Whereas I was like, oh man, I really need like X specific card. Oh look, there's X specific card. Ha 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 ha. So this wasn't like a very good demonstration, I think, of these two decks like actual power levels, because yeah, this looked like my deck was just crazy dominant. And Seven's Wonder Fusion, let's not sugarcoat it, it's still a very, very strong card. I do think this version of the deck I'm playing is the much more balanced version, because obviously the super crazy deck is the draggiest one, right? The one with Seven's Geas, the one where I slap down Seven's Wonder Fusion and then I win in that turn and you can't answer it because I'm going to like turn off all your back row and I'm going to give it double attack, piercing with like 20,000 attack, and that's just going to be game over. So at least this version of the deck is somewhat counterable. And we did get to see the brand new card 7 Sphere Magician, which is a bit weird. I don't know if I like 7 Sphere Magician. Like it's nice, it's on theme, and it does technically work within the deck. But if you want to fuse using 7's Wonder Fusion and this card, he has to be from the field, so you lose a bit of the value from 7's Wonder Fusion being able to fuse entirely from grave. So, eh. As for you, we now have the Black Skull Dragon. I don't know if there's anything else new in this deck, or if it was just like Black Skull Dragon.
Literally it. Maybe Eculus Dracon? Did we have him before?
I could not tell you, my friend. It all kind of blurs together for me. But I feel as well that you've brought this deck quite a few times, because it was like, I think you brought a Red Eyes version, then a Summon Skull version, and like different spins on the same idea, right? So it's all merging a bit in my head. But Meteor Flare Fusion, still hell of a card, right? Being able to, again, basically have a 7's Wonder Fusion, but you get to summon out Red Eyes stuff is really, really cool. And having the benefit that if you summon out one of the vanillas, you could pop a card is really cool. And specifically, notably as well, it's any card. So it doesn't have to be a face up, doesn't have to be face down, doesn't have the restriction of like level 8 or lower. It's just yeah, pop a card. And in the right situation, that can just end games. So very, very strong. Meteorite Dragon Nails is a card I don't remember seeing as well, but this clearly is, like, the artwork is inspired by Meteor Black Dragon, what are you called? The Big Fusion 3500? It's got, like, his skin color. But equip this to a face-up. Earth, Fire, or Dark. That's a very strange stipulation, you know? Gain 300 attack. It attacks a non-effect fusion monster. Oh, it's equipped to a non-effect fusion monster. So to gain the bonus here, get the extra 700, and cannot be destroyed. So this is literally a card made to be equipped to either Black Skull or Meteor Black Dragon. So very, very cool. And I really like both these decks as well. I think my deck is a little bit more boring in the sense that it plays a lot of generic cards because I kind of just want to turbo my graveyard and go. Whereas your deck feels like it's a more well-rounded archetype where you have a lot of these Red Eyes specific cards which feel a lot more interesting. I think it would be cool if spellcasters did get a similar treatment in the multiple attribute version. Because I feel like if you're looking for like good fire attribute spellcasters, there really aren't any, and there's nothing that definitely facilitates like milling into your graveyard or like playing this version of the deck, which I think is a little bit sad. But if you obviously play just the pure dark version, you play like Master of Seven's Road and all that, you do get all of these like turbo the graveyard type effects, just mill, and that does kind of work out. But I feel like Seven's Road's roots have always been in the multiple attribute deck, and so that's the kind of deck that I kind of want to bring rather than just the pure dark personally. But yeah, this was a good one. GG, buddy.
GG.